didn't even click go. Sometimes in life things just start even when we say no. Hypotheticals are no longer hypothetical. I'm just gonna let you know a few things here as we veer from crazy town to Insanityville. All in. Episode whatever it is, on the 27th of May, 2026. We'll just put it in wherever it fits in the numbers of this. It's a numbers game just to see if we can outlast the person in the back. Calling it back and forth, and sure, we're back out here again when the wind comes and blows, and oh, all you gotta do is say its name and it plays its games. Isn't it strange? Don't ask me. It's only as real as it makes itself out to you to be. Call it manifesting itself as truth. Call it preaching the good news to the youth, the gospel of Jesus Christ, who knows what it is we do here under In The Image Clothing Company music. I use this in a way to show that you just don't know how crazy I am. But I could pretend. And so it's a fluctuation each time I make them, right? Call it all in, because all of them get dropped in the pot, a big old stew of gumbo, just so we can know that it's a little bit different each time you turn the dial. In denial of how crazy you really are is when you get in that car and start to drive yourself mad. Man, I can't get back to doing it like this. And then we start to switch, and all of a sudden, something blows a fuse in our mind and breaks us apart. And we don't have the time to try to find out how the wires go back together. We didn't design the machine. We didn't design it, so please start getting a little bit crazy and need a break. Flip a breaker, you break your last straw. And the last laugh goes out the window. Ironic though, the wind blows in toward us, but it blows in to warn us of what's really outside, to remind us to stay in. Metaphorically then, maybe literally at times. At times I try a little bit too hard to find what's not even inside if it's already projecting itself somewhere else on the outside of things that I can just leave there. It's a good scare though, when you realize who you really are and just how hard you've been trying the entire time to find he who was lying inside. You were lying. Inside is not where you were. It's where you tried to dig yourself a little grave though. Giving yourself maybe the cheapest gravestone. You didn't think you deserved it. No, shoot. Spend your entire life searching. But I could rehearse it. I could make it be something that I just thought that you would think is great if I stopped and did a squat and started to speak. And so I sat down instead and said what was in my head in a direction that's the right place to go, and see if you'll be course corrected by God along the way, bro. No, but I'll tell you this, even if you won't listen, just listen if you can. If not, then man, go somewhere else. It's a dichotomy. Can we stop with things that just sound like we know more than we know, so we can understand that we don't? I think it's time to get a little bit crazier than we were before. I'm a herbivore. Well, I don't eat meat. I'm searching for things in life, and I'm trying out what might work and what doesn't, right? As the cold wind blows and it starts to show that I don't need the best microphones, but I just need to know what the Spirit of God sounds like. Whispering with that still, small voice in a quiet or loud pickup mic. A game of pickup might cheer your spirits up a little bit until they get drowned out by the sound of the wind. But the dichotomy, back to it, right? We have two things that are inside and outside life, like the inside voice that I might not use so well at times. I get a little bit mad. I mentioned, right? I talk taller than the order that I put in. Sometimes we're multiplying the work that we did. It's a tall order, but I talked about it. Sure, you're not listening if you can't hear what's in the background, behind the scenes, between the lines. We write them, please. Always trying to pick apart the parts we pick to leave there forever. And then we switch it again, thinking that it was something so great until we just can't wait to change it. Okay. You walk in here with $100 bill and you want some change for it. That will kill your back if you try to act like you can have more in your pocket than you can land. Do you want the whole piece of the pie, or do you want the pie pieced into more things than you can try to fit in your mouth at a time? Can we just break it up into... Don't take a break. All or nothing. Oh, if I get an option, can I just pick something and go through and see what's actually for me instead of trying to order these? Build a biscuit, build a bigger thing than the Triscuit. It's trick. You can't trick me with this. I just don't need all of that. But if I can go through and find the things that help me, it might not help you, it'll help us both in the end, dude, because it's separation, segregation. I don't want to take this to a Section 8 if... Wait. Just a minute. 60 seconds. Which one would you rather have? Grab one and then grab the lessons. It's easier if there's only one of them to expect that you can take home and you can throw it on your shoulder. 60 seconds, though. Your pockets will overload your capacity to carry the weight that you take with you around. You fall on the ground, your burdens become heavy, and we don't understand what it means to be letting God take them and make them light. I'll bring the truth to light. I'll bring the truth to life to you, and I wonder if anyone really cares in a modern day like this, where we all just have our different things we wear in and wear out. We're a clothing company, after all. In the Image Clothing Company music. You just wait. I'll tell you. Well, I have. But I'll tell you again if I land these words inside your eardrums for you to find some fun in the rhymes I say, to say, hey, 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 hey. How many times are you going to say the same repetitive things? I'll tell you what I tell you. And if it says, if today's just, can you let it, you got to let it soak in. Sometimes we're just joking. We think we heard something the first time because, well, we don't think we heard it, but we think we'd be a burden if we asked if they could repeat it for us twice. I'm sorry. I'll just repeat it for you 100 times. 100. Divided by 60. If you thought you were missing things, the United States government just stopped minting pennies. Oh, yeah. Your burdens are now light that were once heavy. Just a dollar bill. Who wants to carry around 60? Oh, plus 40 pennies. Well, I'll say it like this, if you want to sit and go to a job all day and take 40 hours of your week away for somebody else's benefit so you can get paid in cash, something that doesn't last. In fact, no more pennies. Oh, it's heavy? Oh, it's a lighter load now. The metal weighed a lot. paper, though. It burns easier. Oh. Well, anyway. I don't know what number it is. Like I said, it's just an episode of All In by the kid who's just falling. Fall in? No, try not to. Don't run by the pool. Oh. Down from grace. Well, wait. What did he claim? Ideally nothing. Something, though, that's happening might be, if you look close enough. What was I saying? Well, I'm playing a big old game of words. Call it wordplay. Sure, sure. No, the see. More. You can't see more if we close our eyes to the true nature of the unnatural societies we live in. But I'll tell you this, I'm not kidding. 40 years, it's actually just a prophecy. 40 hours in a week. You get weak at the knees. Lots of things you could think you might do for yourself. Open your doors, open floodgates. Sure, God, where? Straight and narrow. Go there. It's like an arrow. So where? Straight ahead. Straight and dead. Oh. Yeah, the straighter path you go in life, the faster you might get to the end of it and find that the grave is just a place to rest your head. But what I was going to say, what I had started to let the words just come out. 40 hours in a week. Oh, God. Had the Israelites wander 40 years in the desert. Tempted 40 days and 40 nights. 40 years and you might be able to retire from the job you don't like. Light the candles instead. And don't stick them under your bed. Where's the cops? Call the officer. Why? Well, ask them after they did it and see if they feel fine about their choices. It's just the choice rib. We'll take it out of Adam and Eve, and if it's not the best decision at first, in the long run, you might take a slow walk through a garden. Who can see it? The wind, we need its beautiful blowing power to empower the world with our oxygen. When we're stopping it, it's not going to be blowing the seeds around on the ground. Kid, you said it again. Things they don't like. Oh, I might just keep doing that for the rest of my life. Hey, are you getting a little bit more off camber as you go to the side a little bit more and see if people really get that upset? A lot of times we're just afraid to take a step off the path of crazy town. And now, what did I say? Insanityville? Actually, I don't care. Revving up their engines. Expectations are great when we think we've got the answers to life. If life answers, will you call? Wait, hold on, right? If life calls, will you... what's the answer? I'm just a little tired today. I studied all night for the test. But it's crazy because I don't even want to be taking this class. It's called the school of life. You can't leave it, right? Well, you can leave and find out what it's like before you came, if you just want to take the circular train back to, the Christmas trees in the winter time, or the winter time when we try to find the real reason for the season and see if we can light our candles then. Menorah. The manure, you were a little bit mistaken there. Call me when Christmas comes. They put a train around the bottom of the tree. I don't know. Don't ask me. It happened before I was born. What did I call this? Are y'all just letting it go in 1 year, one and wiser too? 1 year older and wiser. Who on your shoulder can I turn your eyes single to the glory of God? No, but 1 ear it comes in and it goes out the other. But 1 year you're doing something, but not another, because you wise up. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's just life, huh? Some days we take some things we used to do and we throw them in the trash can, but then we've got about 30 days till it expires and we try to find your old garbage for you because we liked you better how you were. Hey, I'm sorry. I know you feel like you unloaded some things of the past, but I want to get back to that. And who are you listening to? Who are you listening, dude? I tend to not listen to much else besides the Spirit of God. Something like adjusting. Can you all hear me through the static of the surrounding sounds? Can you all hear me now that I get on the ground? If I come right on down to your level, will we be level-headed together? I'd love to level your head with a... Oh, I better not say that on camera. What? It's all being recorded anyway. God's course is the type that I'd like to take. Like a typewriter class. Like a class where I could act like I could type instead of write. Isn't that funny? A typewriter. Well, are you typing or writing? Are you trying to find that we can do two things at one time and see if you can, to find out that you can't because it didn't really work out how you thought it would in the end? Just like an ant, carpenter ant, you can all just try to build all you want, and some think they can do it alone, but some realize that they can't go anywhere without the rest of the clan. Man, can we just work together? I don't really want to work. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe it's not okay. Maybe that's not fine with you, but some things I like to do. Oh, well, anyway, what else do we say? I'd like to find resolve. I tried so hard to change all the people in my past who I didn't like what they were doing. In fact, it was just so against what I thought should happen. I wish I could go back and just not let it happen at all before it started, and they started to fall down a whole rabbit hole of you know, the voles, those little rodents they dig in the ground. Wow. That's what I told him. You're digging yourself a hole. And he said, a whole lot of what? And I said, hold, often a little bit of miscommunication happens around here. Are you not listening to the words that I serve out? We're out of order, out of service, out, and sure, it's a place that you can find whatever you'd like, but you don't like it once you get it. Oh, wow. I mean it. Call 911. Not because anyone's in trouble, but because a lot of people have a hard time digging under the rubble to find out what was really there before it all came crashing down. And so now they'll just look around and say, this place is a dump, a mess. It's a big old, I don't know, man, what do you want to call this? I don't want to do anything but call someone to just clean it up for me. I don't want to have to deal with this. You know, I just don't like what's going on. So, are you listening? Hey, I called you for a reason. Well, what? Why'd you really call? Why do you really think that what you could do is change everyone at all? You probably can't change any of them. Not really. But it gets silly. It does when we look above and think that's where we should be. Always feeling underneath. And so we call the police and say, "Police, can you help me tear everyone down who's above? Because I feel like I am not enough when I compare myself to the rest of them, and I just can't understand why you're not arresting them, because I don't understand what to do with this type of life that is not moving in the direction that I want." And I'm looking at all of them and don't understand how they got above. So, throw the cuffs on. Put them in jail. Take them to a place where they cannot prevail. And then blow some wind behind me so my ship can sail. So I can be on top. Please! Police! Police! Oh, that's where the name came from? That's why they call them that. Oh my heavens. You just beg police, 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 police so much that it gets a little bit distorted. What your intentions were, and it goes from that to actually catch you is what I'll do, but not putting it in my own work. Police! Right. Oh my gosh, did he say it? Call 911. I've got an emergency at hand. It's actually out of mine, so I don't have to deal with it. But I'll put an emergency in your hands. Can you solve my problems, please? Oh no, sorry, police. Someone else, right? Someone else will do it for me, so I don't have to do it. Sure, we have a lot of people who can pass our problems on to in life. Why are you here then? You're the one causing the problems. You're passing them off to other people to solve them, and golly, I don't get that. In fact, I don't want to get back to listening to a single word you have to say, because every time I do, I just think it's more insane than the last time. I don't think anything about it, really. I don't have a thought in my mind that we need to talk about. But how do you keep coming up with more things you'd like to change about the world? I mean, I don't get it. The world's changing all the time. Is it because you just sitting there in the back of your army? You claim you're leading them. No. You're leading a lie. You're leading a line that you'll cross from time to time to pretend you did not. Call the police. Oh, gosh. They'll just fix the problem, right? I don't like it, what's going on, so I'll pretend I'm not home. Hey, someone's breaking into my expectations, and they changed them. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have the change for the cost that you've got. Sorry, you're charging too much. People with assault, battery, misdemeanor. I think you misdemeanor kind of life that we used to have, right? Where even before I was born, a lot of people were torn between trying to be a little more kind and not losing themselves. Is it politically correct to correct the politicians? Throw them in jail. Well, I'm all in. If that's where I need to be, sure. Like sitting on the edge of the sea. You'll never get there to the ocean unless you go in the water. Get your feet wet. Wake up a little bit. What does it mean to actually have a view? Not by other people seeing what you do. That's not what I'm saying. Not at all. Stop it. Nod off a little bit. Go to sleep. Call it sleeping on your dreams. You know, in the Book of Mormon, oh, he said it. I sure did. Wise person said, if you rest them, the scriptures, that is, then you'll be destroyed. It'll come to your own condemnation. You'll go down to hell alone. You know, the devil abandons his children. God will never leave you. God is see-through, transparent. He's a good one too. Perfect father. I needed that. Growing up, I always will be. Just a little kid. I'll always look up to the king. At the top of things. So, I don't know if you know. In case you don't, the wind just blows. Well, where it does, you know, sometimes it doesn't, but then what? Everyone wants everything to change anyway. It's like a big old game of Twister. You wish you're still in Kansas, but you can't just get back to it because of all the movement. When the wind blows, it takes you somewhere else. It's called change. It's a hard and heavy thing to do. Like a dollar bill into 100 pennies. It gets pretty heavy. When things start to change, that's fine. You like to work out, right? And except when it doesn't work out. I see that all the time. Going to the gym 8 days a week. So you think, wow. Yeah. What's that doing for you? Sure, you got more muscles so you can carry the heavier weight that you're complaining about having to carry around. Imagine now dropping it all on the ground, just leaving it behind. You'll feel like you're not ahead of the curve. I get it, but well, it's kind of one or the other, right? You try to have all the things, and all we'd need is maybe a little bit less product on our shelves. But if you don't stock it, you can't sell it. If you don't knock it, you can't. Well, it's just a life full of him versus him, and Jim is... When's Jim gonna win? It's always about the other guy. Hey, what's happening? I can feel it on my face, but I just can't see. The wind hitting my skin. Oh. You always got to check over your shoulder. Check your six. Find out what is coming up behind you. It's all those things you tried to leave back there. The truth you didn't want to accept. Except, how is it still there if I can't see it? The wind, I don't get it. I feel it. They tell me sticks and stones can break my bones. But I've heard a lot of people with a lot of words I've said. That's something I don't regret. Some mistakes, though, I've made along the way. So how do I get rid of the pain, bro? Oh, well, a lot of people don't know. You can ask them, and you can get back little bit of happiness, if you... Ah, the wind already turns. I'm just gonna tell you something. Listen close. I'm actually crazy. Yeah. You gonna bail me out? Anyway. I just do it a little bit with the music, like the little kids, when they use it just to jump the rope. They call it, what is it called when they go up and down off the ground with the thing and they say they're balling, the double dutch, you mustn't touch our cool sneakers. You're sneaking, sir. Get out of town. You're moving around like this in this kind of place, you're gonna get, you're either all in or you're not. A lot of them are calling the cops. He did too much. Oh, he stepped too far. He's tall. He's got long legs. Hey, he did more for you to not have to do. That's not what I wanted you to say. I called you guys to fix the problem because it was something I didn't want to be solving. And you tell me it doesn't need to be solved when I just can't handle what's going on. Kid, we're not here to fix all of your problems. We're here to uphold the law. God? Yeah? What does it mean when another human being does something to me that I don't like? You send him to hell, right? No, I don't. Because you've done the same thing. Maybe it looks a little different, but there's plenty of times when you've been mean. And if I were to punish all the human beings doing anything and everything, then I'd punish all the human beings for doing anything and everything. So let me see. What really happened? No, I know. I know more than you could imagine. But let's hear your side of this, to understand what you think I don't get. Almighty and all-knowing, I sent you to this earth. So let's hear it. Well, now that you say it like that, I actually don't think it would be right for me to act like I could control someone else's life. So I'm sorry. That's all I'm asking is just repentance. To acknowledge what you've done wrong and try not to let it ruin your time going forth, because I've sent you here with a plan of happiness, but you got to get through the test phase first. Once you die, come back and we'll try to make it all a little bit more clear to you. That's not enough for some people, is it? That's not enough. People think you're kidding. They think you're just trying to push life away so you can make some kind of heavenly place in your mind that you can look forward to just deny what's going on in real time. Because you live somewhere that's not real, somewhere that's not here, somewhere where you can't wake up. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's funny, the people who aren't awake are the people who say that they are awake. You ever seen someone sleepwalking? They'll tell you a whole story, but it's in their dream. If you rest them, it'll be to your own condemnation. Sleeping on my dreams, I've been sleeping on y'all's schemes, I don't care. You better beware though, because God does. God is the judge. We've been commanded not to. So stop, dude. Let me do my thing. If I overcross some boundaries, overcross. Oh my gosh. If I overstep, I'll realize what's next. The wrath of an almighty God, who I will not satisfy unless I come to him and address why. And so here's the thing, what's going on? When the wind blows, it's something that a lot of people don't know. Because they can't see it, they can't actually tangibly grasp the air inside because it tries to find the quickest escape and fly away from them. But it's funny because it doesn't go anywhere. It just cycles in circles, it comes back, and it's like Michael, and he's just turning his feet up and down again, and now he's just walking on the moon, or moonwalking, dude. Is so into pop music. Stop, dude, it's just something I talk about. Michael Jackson. Anyway, he was a singer, did a lot more than that, dude. Living that Oreo life, black and white. But not everything in life is quite that simple. It is, but why can't I see the wind? I'm sitting here hearing it. I'm feeling it on my face again. And today is just such a beautiful day to wear these shorts outside, and hey, I feel the wind on my legs. But I just can't grab it. I can't imagine it's actually something that's really there if I can't put it between my fingers and tear. The fabric of time and space. We like to change a lot of things, but wait. So does the wind. It changes pace. It changes the place that it goes to next. It flows. Who just understands it fully? And you can understand it fully without fully understanding that you don't fully understand things that you think you understand fully. What? Oh, we'll look it up. Somewhere. I don't know. Outside. Heaven! It's up there in the skies. Maybe. Which cloud? I'm trying to find God. What cloud do I look on? He's sitting up there somewhere, right? His big old throne. He's just above the heavens. Wait, he's above the heavens. Yeah, he is actually. So get to heaven and go back to sleep. Or wake up and realize that God is all ways. He's all things. He's all things, bro. Oh, shoot. No. Why? You don't like when I get a little silly trying to find the truth to life, and you and I living on the same planet can't imagine that we're the same thing when crazy seems to be the differences between you and me. Ooh, he's a musician. Depends on who you ask. Like the wind, what is it? In fact, what is it in fact, or what is it in truth? And who gets to decide the facts to the youth is a lot of preaching that doesn't seem to be lining up with what is actually happening. It's hard to understand why we mythological creatures, misleading the youth with a lot of things we'd like to be true that aren't true, and who's gonna decide what truth to life is, dude, when I'm different than you? Yeah, I got some different views. But I live on the hill and you live in the valley. Okay. I'm starting to understand things. So you can see it differently. The same city because of where you're sitting. So you're on the hill, I'm on a new tangent. down in the valley somewhere, trying to explain to people why they can't do whatever I don't want them to do this week, and next week it might be different. Please, can you help me see the truth from your hilltop mansion? Dude, I don't feel as good as you. I don't feel like I'm as good as you, is what I'm saying. So I'll complain and call the police. Please? No thanks, man. Did we call it something? I called it all in. It's bumping. What, the subwoofer? No. The road of life. It's just trying to slow me down, right? Is that why? So many speed bumps when I'm just trying to get where I want to go. There's a lot of places that I don't. But I need to. And it's kind of hard to see through. If you don't have the Spirit of God dwelling inside you, helping you out when you cannot see where you're going clearly. Sometimes it's just snowing on the roads. And there's still lines underneath them, but you don't know exactly where. You got maybe kind of a good idea of what might be sort of staying on the road. But you know. Speed bumps. Spirit of God, He must know everything, including how terrible of a person I am. So you go to church, be all righteous, and I'll pretend I don't have any problems. Type this mean letter to someone else. Out of spite. Because of all these things I don't like. The roadblocks in life and the speed bumps that I just got too low of a car to drive. So I'm stuck. But I won't let you know what's up. I'll bring you down instead. Hey, why? Can we just cry? I mean, who says it's wrong, right? Wait, who says what's right and wrong? I would like to decide if I could. I'd have all you in jail. Locked up forever. Never to come out again. Ball and chain. For you all deranged, crazy kids that don't do what I want you to do. It's nuts. I know better. I know better because I do. Because I know better. I know better than you do. I know better. I know it better than you. I know it. How do you do this? I'm trying to yell at these guys. Police! Oh my. You called them again. 911. What does that even mean? Well, it means I'm not having fun. Oh, well, life's hard. Life's rough. Life's full of a bunch of speed bumps, son. And so we came to experience it. An eternal Father sends His perfect Son to an imperfect world to see what can be done. Knowing, of course, everything beforehand, He says, you're going to go fix all this. You alright with that? And His Son answers back, here am I. Send me. To do the things that'll be so hard. Because no matter what I want to do, or no matter how hard it is for me to follow through, Nevertheless, it's not my will, but let thine be done, Father. Speed bumps, things in the way. Comes to the earth just to play the game, to know what it is to be one of us. It's something an imperfect person like me couldn't do. In case you're confused, I'm not only in character, dude. Remember, I'm actually crazy. Me, Evan Strong! And so when you say things, well, I don't take it to heart. But I take heart. I understand that my God is going before me. He already has done it. He already has won. It's just a thing he had to do. And so I won't fear him or her, and especially not you, little Miss Ball and Chain. I'll lock you up. No, sure. Sure, I don't believe it. I don't believe in anything. You'll tell me you'll do something, and you'll call the police. Okay. Metaphorically or literally, you take all your problems and put them into someone else's hands that you just don't want to face. Now, I've got my own things that I do and deal with and shouldn't. Who doesn't? Well, God. Just me and my dog hanging out. Taking a little walk downtown. 20 miles, though, a lot of the time. And you say I don't work hard. What does it mean to work? What does it mean to try to measure your worth? Oh, he's a rapper, sure. Oh, sure? I'm good with words. Or, maybe only kind of. But I'm a person who likes to dabble, and dabbling with things. Anyway. How much work is it gonna take for you to realize who you're benefiting with it? A paycheck isn't really gonna help you do not very much until it is gone. Well, it's just kind of funny, right? It's kind of ironic. I'm just doing some things different in life than a lot of people, and cut the tape. Oh, cut it. Wait, don't. Calling it all in. Yeah. Because you'll see me falling. Not from grace, but falling into a place that I can't get out myself. So I can be calling for help. I'm not going to be calling the police, though. You got to see what I mean, bro. Because a lot of people don't. So, before you get a little bit too judgmental, realize that I am mental. Take it easy on the people who have a little bit of a harder time in life. He's a little bit crazy in the mind, so just let it go. Right. You want to look at me in the eyes? Try to say that in a place that you can't take back because it's been on recording. Sure, we think he's crazy, but he's the one that takes the time out of his day to speak a lot of words that he could be condemned for later. Sure. I said it right that time. Sir, or sure. Oh. Well, you're so judgmental. You can't see past the mental and get to a higher and holier kind of life and try to be spiritual. Spirituality, actually, I don't think that we need to be spiritual before we can be a human being. Well, then bring one back to life. Then why is it when someone dies, you can't just make their eyes open again and, no matter how hard you try, you can't make their heart beat again by itself. and the lungs breathe, which it does when we're asleep. Hey, I'm trying to speak. All right, put the cuffs on. Lock him up. Stop it. What? Well, I don't know. I didn't like it, though. So, silencing you is what I tried to do. Dante, come. Got some news for you, dude. You're living life in terrible twos who thinks that they can make anything they want in life be what they want and like never have a problem inside this journey they're taking. What were we talking about earlier? Probably something that made some sense. Until they stopped. Yeah, they stopped minting pennies. It's documentation. That's what I've been saying. Since the founding, 2024, in the Image Clothing Company, September 23rd. Sure. I mean, sir. Sure. Came full circle. Just like the wind, kids. It's always circling back again. You think you got rid of the storms of life, and then you find out a cold front is coming in tonight, and you just tuck in real tight and call the police. Oh, sure. Sir. I'm sure you're busy. But I got some things that I just can't be leaving to fate, because I don't believe in that. And I just like to take everything I could be winking at and try to just close my eyes instead. Go inside my head and pretend it's not actually happening. Make my own reality. Go crazy. And call them all nuts. And search for a phone to call someone to go take care of the problems for me. While I sit on the shore of the sea and look out at the breeze and complain about the wind. Oh my gravy. It's crazy. It comes full circle. And did I call it all in? It stemmed off of this episode of Metronome Madness 40. Oh. Shore or the shore of the sea, or we surely need, to surf some seas? Sure, it seems like. Sir, please. I told you I work with words. They're good employees. I kind of boss them around. And then I get put in my place afterward when I say something wrong, because God is the truth. God is the word, and sure, or sure, he always knows better than I do. So, a lot of things that I don't. No. Yeah. What I do know, though, is they call God crazy before I could be taking a walk across the earth. So I want to walk in your footsteps, sir. So you can keep correcting my words. Please. When I call the police, I call the one in charge. So I don't just have to get someone rolling up in a car. Or however it is, trying to just take another complaint from the kids. And driving away after no action that they had to take. But I will serve a perfect king, so that I know that I will always be beneath, as a soldier, as a fighter, as someone who comes back from war a little bit crazier than when they left. And tell a bunch of stories to a lot of people who won't understand what it is that I meant. But after some time goes by, and you keep wishing those speed bumps of life will die down and be a little less hard to navigate on your own, you might try to see what it was like before you left your home. Dad was always there to protect us. God, Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, the Father that I not only like, but I love. Sent from above, He put me down here to raise me up. So that other people could call 911 when I get out of hand. And they try to take life into theirs. When they get scared and don't know who else to call on besides, well, right. So, when I begin to sound the sirens and make a lot of noise, and you think it's your choice on what I should be doing with my life, what I'd like you to try to do is understand not what, but who gave me the right to make mistakes in life, to put some things into perspective. Can we see that? Can we look a little bit closer at life and get a little bit more upset with things? Or can we broaden our view and look out across the seas while we're sitting on the shore? Because there will always be more waves in life, more speed bumps that my new little hot rod can't get over. So I'm caught on it for weeks. Get over it, please. Please? Oh, please. Get your wording right. Serve him. I don't think you need to be serving him time, but serve him like a meal and send him on his way. With a slap on the wrist. Or a slap on the rear of him just to put a bumper sticker there to say where he came from. Send him back to a higher and holier place. Big old truck in a little car race. Or he's got a little bit of a bigger view over the road and the things that are coming up ahead so he doesn't get stuck on the speed bumps of life as quick as the kid in his little hot rod that just sits there and complains about it and wishes they could make the road a little smoother for him to drive down. Now, if you understood the reason why the real ones seem to drive the trucks, you understand why it's a muck and a mud hole, a big old pit in life we try to climb outside of. Well, we need some tools to do it. The real ones do it. Takes some dudes that are willing to do this hard work when you sure don't seem to think that it's real work. Until your sink begins to leak. And now you give them everything, including the kitchen sink, when you run off at the mouth. Trying to tell them how they've done it all wrong. I would have done it this way. Oh, let's see you do it then. You don't even know where to begin. Police! Oh my. Call it a cop. Out. Dated. It's outdated. It's an annoyance. Call it a noise complaint. Sure. You're calling about the problems, but you're the problem. Sorry, sweetheart, that your heart's not so sweet. God warned us of these things. Don't lose your heart. Don't harden your heart. It's hard in the heart to have a soft one. So be a softy, son. Speak some harsh words. Maybe they'll never understand. Maybe they'll never understand. Probably not. They like to stand over us. I don't think they'll ever understand. Tall or short, they all just pour into their cup with someone else's. Fill my cup till it runneth over, God, they'll complain. When they don't see the real truth to what's happening. So they'll go around and steal a little bit from everyone else's half full cup and fill theirs up when it's actually only filled beneath the halfway mark with tears they think won't ever stop. Stop complaining so much. It's not as tough as it seems to be silencing your complaints. Instead of trying to silence everyone else with your complaints. Am I making some sense? I stopped minting pennies. I gotta say it pretty quietly, right? Because they don't understand what the real reason is they're doing this. A cumulative change that keeps happening. Oh, is that why? They want everything to stay the same, and the more change we get, then they can't keep up with our pace. Oh, peso. Much to the government. Wait, you're telling me you're not Mexican? Does he even know what he's talking about? I'm just talking now about a lot of things that like to change. Pesos. Sometimes I have to explain what I say. But I've already said it. It's already been recorded and documented. In God's eyes and mind. Pure intelligence, right? You don't have to believe it, but you seem to have a hard time forgetting all the forgetting for he says to forgive and forget, but you can't forget the things I did that you thought were so wrong. How are you gonna forgive me for it? Sure. If a perfect God can remember everything before it happens, hey, that's crazy. I told you. Don't question it. I went from crazy to nuts, and then we did some things that were crazy and stuck our neck out in life and tried to find out if I could be on the train to insane play, says Crazyville. Well, here's the spill. Let me give you the spiel. We'll keep rolling on with this a little ways. Applications. The Waze app. It was a ways back, maybe, depending on when you're watching this. Listening, just hear the words I sit and speak to you, dude. If you'd like to hear the truth, then don't listen to me, but listen to God, please. He does not leave anything in the past, except our sins and transgressions and all the things that we don't want to have. but he remembers it all. He tells us to forgive and forget, but we don't need to forgive that. We need to forget that, hey, how does this work? If you... Yeah. Don't expect to understand it on day one. Don't expect to understand it when your days are done either, though, because he's perfect. So anyway, the Mojave Desert, it's a place to be, it's a place for me, and Dante, he's right behind me. Good old standard poodle. I'm calling it all in. I'm calling them, and all I get is a dial tone. So I've been told. I know, I get it. I know. I get it. It's a habit I've got. To stay in, maybe, right? But what I'm saying is, don't say I didn't tell you this. Whatever comes up that a little bit of context was given from or for by me before it happened, we get revealed things by God so that we can tell everyone that he is not just on a cloud somewhere that you can try your entire life to reach and be given the address for someone else's place and sit there on the beach. Just looking out at things like, shoot, is there a point to this? Instead, I'll point to it by keeping my fingers balled up in a fist. Defending the truth of this. Of what? Can you be a little bit more specific? No. Well, maybe, but no, not now. At least I'm trying to explain some things. It's all there. So I thought, except it's not where I left it. The riches, they get stolen and taken, and wait, is it just the wind that I can hear? Or is there more going on here? There's two different kinds. Here. Hear ye, hear ye. Here we are placed on this earth, given ears to hear. Here we've been placed with ears we can take and fill them with whatever we'd like. But don't alter the cartilage inside. I'm not joking about it. Y'all doubt it until it comes to fruition. Just keep sitting and wishing. What does it mean to do real work? Well, what does it mean to eat some fruit? It means you had to grow it on a tree. It takes quite a bit for that to be happening when we're planting things inside a place that doesn't seem to take root by many plants. Remember the ants. We're all just marching in line like a big old soldier kind of game. Like I told you, though, I'm a soldier behind the king. I got some things I'm going to be doing that I've been doing that I'll be doing a little bit differently as time seems to keep moving. And I am going to just follow the wind, listening for that still small voice. Oh my gosh, where's this spider? Oh, did it jump? Like God taking us up? What does he say? A higher and holier place, but grace upon grace. 3 degrees of glory. You know what's glorious is that he doesn't toy with us. He tells us the truth, and it's just up to me and you. You gonna believe it? I'd suggest not trying so hard to, but just having some faith that it could be true. And see what happens to you. Some things you couldn't have done on your own, right? Okay. All right. Well, great. Sounds good to me. Seriously, though, yeah. So thank you. I don't know for sure. 26th, 27th, I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. It's May 2026. In the Image Clothing Company music, and this is an episode of All In, and I'll just be dropping it into the slot it fits because I honestly don't know what number it is. Dante, up. Good. Awesome dog. Good. Y'all thought I was crazy before. That's when I was also. My name is Evan Strong. I'm the founder of The Image Clothing Company. We'll be doing some things here in St. George, Utah, and wherever else we branch out into. It's some big things, dude. If you don't think it's true, just wait and find out. Just like how you don't have to believe in God, but once you die, does everything stop?